Hi everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to a new week on Brambleberry Cottage. If you don't know us, we'd like to do a quick introduction because we have some new followers, we have new subscribers, and we're really grateful for that. And welcome. Thanks for joining us. And just to give you a quick background, I'm Gina.
I'm Paul.
And we here have a channel, Brambleberry Cottage, and we are working on our cottage and redoing it for hopefully for a couple of years, possibly a little longer, but we're trying to keep it within a couple of years. But we are working on our little cottage on a very strict budget.
Very tight budget and one little space at a time.
Yes.
So
sometimes one wall at a time. It depends on the budget that week.
Right. And the time we have. So, yeah. We're excited about it. You know, we've kind of, our home has taken a back seat. You know, we're raising our kids, living our lives, and we really haven't had time to keep up with fixing up our home.
Right.
So we're taking this time now. We've been doing it for a few months now. We're slowly getting it to where we want it to be. So I'm really excited about it.
Very excited. In the spring and summer months and into early fall, we do a lot of gardening and some things in the house, but we tend to do a lot of gardening and work on the outdoors. In the winter, the late fall, winter, early spring, we tend to do more indoor projects, or we will be. And we've been tackling quite a few. So if you want to catch up on some episodes, first of all, again, thank you for joining us, but you can maybe go back to some other episodes and check out what we've been doing. So for all of you OG followers, all the people who've been with us from the beginning, thanks again for that.
We appreciate your support.
We really do, and we love all the comments and the questions, and we try to answer them the best that we can as soon as we can, and we are very grateful for that. For all you people who've been here from the beginning, you know we are working on this cottage, and this week was trying to finally finish up the laundry room and maybe handle a couple of fixing things around the house. So this week what our intention is we do know our video will be out a little later again. It's been a little later lately because of when the items that we need for the room are arriving. Last week we were kind of hoping that the basement door would be coming in. We are making a barn door, and we had bought a hardware kit for it. That got held off a couple of weeks, so just kind of the luck of the draw, we had to wait. It was much cheaper to order online, and I mean much cheaper.
A third of the price, I think,
It was, so obviously we went with that. So we ordered it from Amazon, and it's finally supposedly coming in this Friday. So because of that, we'll be up to the last minute doing some projects. So we'll hope to get that video out to you by Sunday. Our intention is always to have a video a week, and this particular week will be no exception. So we really hope that that door will be here on time, because that's a major project this week. Is going to take a little bit of work.
Yes, well, we're building the door, so it's just a hardware kit we're waiting for.
Yes.
What else are we tackling?
So, and then we are getting, actually last week when we finished up the last video, we noticed that very day, or maybe it was the day after, the rug came in for the laundry room. So we're going to show you that, putting the rug down. And on top of that, we wanted to do a few fix-it things. Because the door is probably going to take up a lot of our time, and the trim that we need to do in the laundry room.
Trim out the door and finish the floor trim.
Yes.
The baseboard trim.
And depending on how much it is and what our budget is, depending on the expense, we do want to put in a new washer hose, because that one is having a little issues where we have to kind of shut it off and put it on regularly, just because it could leak and cause a flood in the basement. So we do have to replace that. So that is our intention this week as well, if we're able to. That definitely holds precedence over some other things.
Right, it's a tiny leak, I think, but we've got to get on top of it.
Needs to be tackled, You don't want water leaking in your home. So that is our intention this week for the laundry room, and it will wrap it up. It will finally finish that room, thankfully. But on top of that, if there's some time, because we're not working on a whole room, if there's time, we wanted to redo our back accent wall behind our bed in our master bedroom.
Yeah.
We've posed a question to you guys in the video and what you thought. Maybe get your insight to it. Do you think we should leave it white? Should we paint it like a dark navy blue because we tend to like blues in our beachy look in the cottage here? Or should we go with black? I was going more towards the black because we have black accents in the room. Paul was going more towards the blues. I like both, but we didn't want too many colors going on. So we did get a comment from one of our followers, and we're very grateful for that because I was kind of leaning in that direction anyway.
Kind of tip the scales a little bit.
Yeah, so we're going to try that. And the great thing is it's paint. So if we don't like it, we can change it down the road. We realized as we sat with it for a few weeks, we realized the white just wasn't cutting it. So we're going to go with a black accent wall.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that. Yeah, so hopefully that will get accomplished too. So that was our intention this week.
Yeah.
Next week, just as a little look ahead, we're hoping to kind of finish up more of our fix-its around the house.
Right, a few little projects that would just need tightening up.
They do.
Yeah.
So that's what this week and the week to come after that is what we're intending. So we hope you'll come along and join us. And thank you again for joining us.
We appreciate it.
This rug was from Amazon. It was under $70. It is a 5x7, which is great, and it fits this room really well. It was rolled up, so we've got a little bit of a kink on each side where it curls up. So we're going to put some heavy things down to kind of flatten it up, or flatten it down, I should say, and hopefully that will do the trick. Another thought is I could even steam it a little bit. We're going to give this a shot first. And there you go. It's very comfy, soft, and just perfect for the laundry room. It's a great pattern. It's really great. Just warms up the space and literally is nice and warm on the feet in the room. Not bad from Amazon.
So we finally decided that we don't really like the white here on the bedroom wall. We're going to, I'm going to fix up some of these, the wood we got that we used for the trim here. It's kind of the rough wood. You can see there's some imperfections here and there. I patched it a little bit when I put it up, but I need to patch it a little bit better. So I'm going to work on patching that now and priming those areas. And we're going to go ahead and paint it black. Ordinarily, I would have used a full sheet of Luan, would have made this job a lot easier, but I can't fit a full sheet in my car, so I had them cut it down in half, so I'm doing this in sections.
Paul made this beautiful barn door. This is the other side that's going to be shown, that won't be shown at all. It will be on the inside of the wall, so we won't see it. So he just did a layer, a couple layers, well, one layer, but in 2 sheets of Luan. And on the other side, he did 1x4s, and he made that barn door look, which I'll show you shortly. We're doing this side to test. So we have a little bit left of stain. Stain is pretty pricey these days, and it was just not in the budget because we have so many things going on. So we had brown floor and porch paint, porch and floor paint, and it is, and because there's paint over, I can't remember what the name brand was. But anyway, it's a brown, a dark brown porch and patio floor paint. So we use that when we do our basement floor. Every now and then we'll touch it up. It's a great color for that, and I figured, what if we did that with water? So it's basically making your own stain, is like basically like the washes we've done before with the black wash and the white wash. We're doing a brown wash. So it's with the dark floor paint, with the dark brown, with the water. So it's equal parts, 1-to-1 ratio. So I'm going to do this other side just to make sure we like it. So I'm dipping it like I would with stain with a rag, and I'm going to just start putting it, oh yeah, it gives like a nice stain look. Now if we decide, if we're looking at it for a while and we realize, no, we'd rather a more deeper color, what we could do is do a stain over that. If you remember, we did that with our exterior door, for those of you who watched that. So this, I'm doing it in sections, but as I'm wiping it on, I'm kind of also, like I have it here wet with a water paint ratio. On this side it's a little drier, and I kind of work it, so I do that after it. So it's kind of putting it on and then drying it. You have to be careful and to follow the grain, because when you go opposite of the grain, it kind of leaves those marks. So we really, like you do stain. So I'm putting it on and then just kind of wiping it off as I go, but I am following the grain. You can go like this to get in the corners, but make sure you brush it again the right way with the grain. This is working out really well. What do you think, Paul?
I like it.
Yeah.
The price is exceptional too.
Yeah, exactly. And it's great because we already had this paint on hand. And it is giving that stained look. Yeah, so this is gonna work. Now remember, this is the Luan, so it might come out slightly different with the 1x4s, but I think it's gonna look great. I really do. It's just a nice solution to get that stained look. And it will protect somewhat. It might not protect like stain would protect, but this is an interior door. I'm not actually that concerned about it, but you do have to protect it a little bit. We couldn't leave it bare wood, and I wanted to test it, so that works out. You could, in fact, go over it again and again and again, and the color will get deeper as it goes, but not quite as deep as maybe adding a little stain to it. I'm just gonna go while I'm here, go in these little top corners where the wood sticks out a little bit, so I can also see how it's taking to the wood, the 1x4 wood, and it's going really well. So yeah, yay. And for some reason, I mean, I get why, but they like to put on when you buy wood of any kind, they love to put stickers on anything, and I imagine they have to, so they can go through the register and charge you properly, and they can look up a SKU number or something. But boy, is it hard to do to take it off. So Paul's been hard at work trying to take off that little sticker at the end. He did the best he could. So there we go, folks. But yeah, I'm really liking it.
Me too, looks good.
Yeah, it does. When you stop somewhere and you leave, like you're doing inserts like this, and you go over it again, make sure you really go back and blend it, even if you have to overlap slightly, because you're gonna see those brush marks. And just like stain, I would advise to wear gloves, because otherwise your whole hands will be painted on with this stuff and it's hard to get off. You know, where Paul stapled with the nails, I'm trying to get in there so it really doesn't show. And just kind of work it in a little. Again, I'm not going to go too crazy just because this is the other side, but I'm also practicing for the side that's going to be showing. And you want to get those edges real good because those will be showing. This is a good solution when you just don't feel like running to the store or you're having a budget constraint. It was kind of a little of both for us. We technically could have done it, but we really try to keep things within a certain budget. Even just because you have it doesn't mean you should spend it all the time. And because this is, you know, an indoor door, it works out. And we really like doing the washes because it is inexpensive. It's a great solution. And it looks like stain. So it's great. And stain is really hard to work with, where it just stains everything, which is, I guess, hence the name stain. It does stain. So paint is a little easier to get out. So you can see the difference. I love the light wood, by the way. It's very pretty, and there will be projects where I will leave that in the future because it is pretty. But the look we're going for down here, we want that stain look. And if you can see, just a watered down brown floor paint gives it a stained look. You can see the difference. It looks pretty amazing.
Okay, for mounting this barn door hardware, I have a unique situation in my basement. When they built the basement, when they built the house, we've got the styrofoam forms that were around the concrete. Has an extra insulation around it. So screwing into them is tricky. They've got these plastic strips that are built in that are they will accept a screw and hold it nice and snug. So I need to make sure any bolts I put in there, any screws, will be in those plastic strips. So what I'm going to be doing is right above this door molding here, I'm mounting a piece of wood right along the top that I can screw my track into. So I can make sure the wood is screwed into the plastic strips, and then where the bolt holes on the track are going to be right into the wood, so it'll be nice and secure. So I'm going to go 3 pieces of wood that's going to add up to the length I need, and I'm going to go stain those now.
So I've run into an issue where the screws I have are not long enough to go through the wood, through the sheetrock, and then into the plastic strips. So I don't have any longer screws, so what I'm going to do is countersink the ones I have. I'm going to drill some holes, maybe a 1/2 inch deep, and then drive the screws in, and that should be deep enough to get right into the plastic strips. So the instruction manual, well, I can't call it a manual, the instruction booklet that came in with this just has some diagrams, really some of it's a little tricky to understand, but so I'm going to bear with me while I work my way through it. The 8-foot long track comes in 3 sections, so we've got to attach them together with these little round clips here. So unfortunately, this little sleeve that goes in here is halfway between a 3/8 and 1/2 inch. We're the only spade bits I have are within that range. So I'm not sure. I want to go with a smaller one, hoping I can force it in, but that's not going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and go with a 1/2 inch. Hopefully it won't be too wobbly. Okay, I think it's going to work out just fine. These are little safety latches that attach to the top of the door. They prevent the door from being accidentally knocked off the track and hurting somebody. I'm just going to install those now. They swivel in and out to prevent it, to close that gap so it doesn't bounce out.
So I am so excited to report that this room is finally finished. Hooray! After 4 weeks. So I'm going to enter in here slowly and show you all the elements from the past 4 weeks, what has been going on. It has taken so long because we've been waiting for items like our barn door with the track, which I'm so excited to show you in about 2 seconds. Well, 30 seconds maybe. But anyway, on top of that, budget, of course, and things just happen in life that you just need that time. So with all those elements in place, it took a little bit of time, but here we go. So we have our ceiling with our lighting, and we have over here, we have this, Paul had put this Luan piece here, and this is how we turn on and shut off the lights, which is so great. We have, as we come into it, you can see, ready? Ooh, I'm so excited. Look at this. Look at this gorgeous barn door. So Paul had put this together, put the track there, and he had to add a wood piece here for the track because of the circumstances, which he did explain in the video. And we have the barn door that he built and we stained. You'll see that in the video. And right now it's just curing because we have a bottom track. So I won't show you the bottom yet because we have some stuff holding it down and gluing it. But Paul's going to open it a little bit just to show you. So you can see how it works. Isn't that amazing? So we still have that ugly door here, which we are eventually going to put maybe Luan in front of it down the road. Right now, this covers it. It makes it look like a really nice room with a finished door. And again, like we've said many times, this is a secure and proper door, but it was just ugly. And this kind of gives it like a more fashionable appearance. So it kind of gives it a finished designed look. And you see our, remember our armoire here, and our new rug with the floor. And we have our pantry cabinet and our faux wall with the curtains, our little mini fridge. And we didn't do a lot of decor in here just because it's a practical room. But we have a steamer and whatnot. We always, everybody always have some sort of a fire extinguisher. We keep ours in our laundry room downstairs, and upstairs we have one in our kitchen. And there's our finished cabinets and our counter. One thing we didn't get to, because Paul has convinced me that he wants to have this as a little storage nook in here. So we are trying to think of still, so that would be a future episode down the line, what we decide. So for now we're leaving it, but we had intended to cover it. So we're still going to, but we want to have an access, whether it'll slide out or it'll open like a door, but something where we can, something skinny that could go there. As we've said before, and as you know if you have one yourself, cottages tend to have lack of storage. So this would be something that we would be thinking about in the future, obviously. But every little bit of storage is very, very essential in a cottage. So now we have all of our laundry items, our laundry cleaning items here. As you saw, we had put labels on here. It has come off. So we're trying to think, if any of you have suggestions, that would be great. We need some sort of a label for this. We don't need it for our wool dryer balls, but you know, for our laundry beads, our OxyClean, our laundry detergent, our backup laundry detergent, and of course we have our laundry sheets in here. And we just added like a little faux plant there just to be pretty. But and we have obviously our necessary items like our ironing board and our rag bucket so we can clean rags and paint clothes, things like that. But there you have it, folks. Isn't that exciting? But this is my favorite part of all. This door. It's fantastic. Well, there you have it.
There it goes. Great week.
Yeah.
Got some stuff done. Finally got the laundry room buttoned up. It was been driving me crazy. All these little projects that needed to get done, especially that door. So happy that that's up.
Yes. Me too.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the barn door.
Yeah, well.
Finally, the hardware came in, and the door was able to be built, and we did kind of a stain idea.
Oh, great idea.
Thank you. So it came out beautiful. We finished the trim in the room.
Yeah, finally.
Trying to think. I'm getting my days and weeks mixed up here.
Yeah.
There's so much in that room.
Yeah.
But
those are the main things in that room.
yeah, I feel like there was something else, but maybe not. But
Probably.
But anyway, that room is completed. We are very, very, very excited.
Finally.
Yes. And on top of that, we kind of threw just a little bit in there. If you remember, many weeks ago, possibly about a month ago, we had paneled our bedroom wall. We had painted it white and posted on there on the video stating that we didn't know if we were going to keep it that way. What did you guys think? And we did get a response, and we're very, very grateful for that, because I was heading in that direction anyway. I was afraid to go so bold, but I could picture it, I could see it, and oh my goodness, am I glad we did it. We painted it black.
It was a flat black, which I think came out really well. I think more of a semi-gloss wouldn't have been.
No.
Yeah,
I
nice.
Definitely pictured that matte black look.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the thing now with the farmhouse look, is a very matte finish. It's not usually a sheen or a shiny finish. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah.
And boy, what a dramatic difference just from that one wall. We didn't intend on redoing the whole room as of yet, so we just wanted a dramatic statement.
Right, and we have a paint on hand anyway, so
we did.
A couple quick coats of that. It was an easy project.
Yes.
But I made a dramatic change. The bedroom looks completely different now. It looks really nice.
I love it. And we switched out the benches. If you remember, we had a black painted bench in there, and we had another bench that Paul had made around Thanksgiving time that we would use here in the kitchen when we wanted to extend our table for guests. But then we put it in our guest room, and we decided to switch the benches. So when we need it for guests, we will pull it out of the room and have a multi-purpose. But it's nice at the end of the bed. But
just a little more
boy, did it make the room.
Yeah.
I mean, it really made the room with the wood and the black accents. I love it. Yeah. So that was another thing we accomplished this week. So it was a busy week, but boy, do I feel like I feel like we've accomplished a lot. I feel
I think mainly the laundry room was such a long drawn out project, because there's so many little projects built up into the big one.
Yes.
And it took forever to get them all done, it seems. But finally we got that buttoned up, so it feels really good.
With the laundry room, we were waiting for things to come in, a lot of things, so that really delayed things. And
time. There were a lot of more lengthy projects that just hard to squeeze in.
And not just the time, but also that we were trying to stay on budget. And to do that, we kind of had to break it up.
Yeah.
But we probably could have figured it out in a week or two, most likely two. It just went on and on because of waiting for things, but also it really helped us stretch out that budget. So just keep that in mind, folks, when you're doing a room, anything in your home. We do tend to do a wall at a time, or a certain area, a little niche in a room at a time. For our budget, but we like doing it all as one room as well. But just keep that in mind, that you can take your time doing something. You don't have to have a deadline.
It's a lot less overwhelming that way. You could just attack it a little bit at a time.
I think so.
Yeah. Works out well.
It's different when you work with clients, obviously. There is a time frame, and people do want their rooms back together, in a quicker time frame. But for us here at home, it's just for us. We took our time with it, and we were able to focus on each wall and each section of the room.
Yeah, and we do all this around our regular daily schedule.
Yeah.
So when you're like a decorator working with a client, that's their job. They're 24, their full-time job. So they can devote all that time to it. We've got other stuff going on, so.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, so it's finished, and we love it. We hope you guys do too. Let us know what you think of the room. Thank you so much. Again, every week we are getting more and more subscribers. We're so excited and so grateful. We are so glad to have you a part of this Brambleberry Cottage family. Welcome. And
appreciate your support.
we really do. We're very excited to be doing this. This is absolutely a dream come true for us. So we thank you so much.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
We are.
It's
We're
fun.
having a great time.
Yeah.
So, and we really mean that. We're not just saying, yeah, we're having a great time and secretly hating it. No, we really are. We're really
fun.
enjoying it. We've always been ones that really, really love renovating and just reinventing things that maybe are like recycling.
Yeah.
We love all that kind of stuff. And we're just happy to see our cottage, you know,
Transform. Right.
yeah.
And also, we make a great team, Gina and I. She usually comes up with all the ideas. Anything you see done around the house, it's 99% it's been Gina's idea. And then we work together to bring it to life. So it's a lot of fun. We work really well together. We complement each other.
We do, and you know, we met working together, and that's how it just kept going through the years. We actually do enjoy spending time together and building things, and it's been a lot of fun. So it kind of brought that back a little bit, didn't it?
It sure did.
So so thanks for joining us, and
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
If you're new to the channel, please give us a subscribe. We'd love for you to join our community and click the like button and the notification bell, and leave a comment if you could. You know, a little communication is nice.
it is. We really enjoy those
Question
comments
or
and questions. We'd love to. We will answer them to the best of our knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm a little tongue-tied today, sorry folks, but we're just so giddy excited to see all the subscribers, and but we really do appreciate the comments and the questions, and we can't wait to see our business grow, and we're so grateful to have you along. So
Thanks for joining us.
thanks.